Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel here. Today we are going to be reacting to a documentary about the Joplin, Missouri EF5 tornado. I remember hearing about this in the news, probably seeing some news clips and stuff. Living in Iowa, tornadoes are nothing new to me. In fact, I was born in Maine, but it was funny because when we moved to Iowa when I was like 10, we had to practice like tornado drills and stuff for the first time when I was going to school. And I was like, I didn't really know at the time, when I was 10, like really what tornadoes were, but I sure found out, moving to the Midwest, you always got to be prepared for them. We had an EF5 actually wipe out a town, probably about 5 miles from where I lived, in 2008. Parkersburg devastated the whole town. The whole high school went, everything, like the whole town was gone. They've rebuilt, but that was crazy. Came real close to where I was. So it's scary, you guys. The tornadoes are nothing to mess with. And every parts of the country have, crazy forces and things that happen and weather and this and that. And it's scary. So anyways, I've never checked out this documentary, Tornado Alley, Real-Time Tornado. We're going to learn about the Joplin tornado here, and I'm sure it's going to be devastating and a hard watch, but, this was a suggestion from heaven, so thank you. It is a little bit longer at like 42 minutes, so I'm not going to pause it too much, but I hope you guys stick with me to the end. And watch the whole thing with me because I am going to learn about this. All right, let's go.
Wait, we're going to go back.
Hit that like button.
Okay, hold on. I got to turn around. Oh, it's getting big. That is huge. That's a wedge. I got it.
The tornado has touched down in the city of Joplin.
I've never seen a tornado form that quickly to a mile-wide tornado.
Go east right up here. Go east right up here.
This is like the end of the world.
Our house had been flattened. We did not know if our son was okay.
People were being hauled away with emergency personnel holding just pieces of these people together.
It was horrific.
I never really thought that I would have friends that died in a tornado.
Oh my goodness.
This is going right in the heart of Joplin, ain't
it? You guys.
Well, we are getting reports that most of the rain has passed through there, but they are seeing what people are considering a wall cloud, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Obviously, some clouds have some people concerned, basically between Galena and Joplin.
It was on a Sunday, and so I remember it was just a very hot and humid day that day, and you can kind of see a storm rolling in from the west.
I was actually attending my son's graduation. It was the high school graduation here in town. The skies were starting to become a little overcast. You could see some thunderstorms building off to the west of the city.
It's a storm you see coming across the Kansas border now, just about to make it to the Joplin area. We also have some showers and storms across northern Arkansas.
I was in the newsroom at 5 o'clock. We knew the tornado watches were out there. We knew the tornado warnings were out there. But it wasn't until about 05:05 or when we started listening to the AM station in Joplin.
KCRG News Time is 5:28. We're live storm team coverage here on the stations of Simmer Radio. Again, the tornado warning in effect.
Well, I was with two of my really good friends. We were just kind of driving around listening to the Cardinals and the Royals on the radio and just listening to the baseball game. The baseball game got switched over to the emergency broadcasting. I've been in a lot of thunderstorms. You could definitely tell that it was different. We began taking it more seriously. We wanted to find a place to just get out of the hail that they were calling for.
Please do take heed. Get in your tornado shelters right now. We can't stress this enough. Take heed. This is a dangerous weather situation.
Hey, where you at? Hear that?
I love a good storm, but I'm not a fan of tornadoes.
I moved from Seattle to Joplin exactly 2 weeks before the tornado to the day.
I was at my friend's place that I was living with at the time since I just moved here. His name's Sam, and me and Sam and his 3-year-old son went outside. To my west, it was really, really dark, and there was lightning and thunder. It was still, I thought, a ways away at the time.
That's the thing, they can just
5 miles.
I'd never had, seen a storm system like this. You're kind of preparing yourself of what's coming next, and you really don't have a chance to prepare.
Chad Elliott in the KZRG 24-hour Storm Center. KZRG News Time is 5:28. Numerous calls into the station from storm spotters and listeners reporting a funnel-like cloud.
Wait, pull it, go further, get further, it's gonna do it, get further. Not here, up there. Straight ahead, Scott, straight ahead.
Well, I've been chasing for about 11 years now. Even before I got my driver's license, I dragged my mom out to go storm chasing because I couldn't drive. There were a few other guys that were in the car.
Wait, stop, it's coming towards us.
We started to notice rotation to our south down the road. So went headed south towards the base of the thunderstorm.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on. Oh, man!
We noticed bright flashes, and those are transformers on power lines exploding as the tornadic winds are hitting it.
I see. We're getting closer. We're gonna get closer. Power flash. We are going. Wait, stop! It's right in the field. We are going to get closer. Isaac, it's right there. I know. It's right there. I know, but we can get closer. Oh my gosh! Roll down your window. Oh.
Did you guys just see that form? It went from literally nothing to probably, I don't even know. I'm not going to speculate the size that it just went to, but probably a 3 or a 4. Like that. Holy crap. Now that would be scary.
I know. It's right there. I know, but we can get closer. Oh my gosh! Roll down your window. Oh. Listen to it!
I've never seen a tornado form that quickly from a little rope tornado dancing in a field to a almost mile-wide tornado in 20 seconds. So that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
We got RFD. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's getting big. That is huge. That's a wedge. I got it. Debris. Okay, big tornado. We go east right up here. I can't. Right up here. Go for it. This is where it crossed, by the way. Go east, turn right here on the dirt road.
As a chase team, we make it a priority to warn the public. We got the idea to call 911 in Joplin.
Hi, I'm calling because I'm watching a strong, large tornado heading towards the south side of Joplin right now.
As we came out of the graduation, I had decided that I was going to take my family home. I had my wife with me and, of course, my daughter and my son who had graduated. I just looked at my family, told them, sorry, you're going to have to go with me to work, and we turned off and went to the fire station.
246, just for information, we have power lines down on a car.
We'd started getting reports of debris and damage, so we discontinued emergency responses and had our crews take shelter until after the storm passed.
202, 223. Good. Can't reach my wife. Can I go?
So stand by on that until we can figure out what we got here.
The target 1, and Chief Randall has advised that we would be waiting before we send anyone out or any of their vehicles out for search and rescue.
I was working in dispatch at the police department. I was the Patrol 1 dispatcher. I handle all radio traffic for the officers that are on the street.
I'm in service. I have control of the street. Is our paging system still working?
We are unsure. We're going to attempt it.
We are in the basement level of the police department. We have no idea what's actually going on outside or how much damage there is or anything like that. But we know we've been hit by one, and it was obviously slow moving because we were still getting reports as it went across.
Yeah, same possible tornado, 13th at Greenhorn.
One of our officers was on the east side of town, and the tornado took a southerly turn and started heading right towards where his location was.
61, 223, I'm on range line now. You can head that way.
Yeah, just kind of go slow and don't keep an eye out because we're not sure where it's going or where it's headed.
Tornado on over Barney J. Tornado over Barney J.
start. His windshield wipers won't even work. His side window was broken out, so he's getting debris and rain inside the vehicle with him.
23, who was that?
With Waters.
Waters, I'm in a tornado.
Copy. Copy. If you can, try to find a shelter or somewhere to pull underneath. You injured?
So we, of course, took radio silence for him at that point. The supervisor on duty was trying to find out where he was.
You got a way out?
I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm at.
You just hope. At that point, you can't panic or do anything like that when you're in my position, at least.
That's true. Wow. Guys, I got the chills. I hope you're still with me. I feel like we're watching a movie together.
I'm getting a report from one of the Carl Temperature firefighters. There's a tornado on the ground at 20th and Main Lane. Tornado! I'm in a tornado!
Officer Waters was trapped in the tornado. The supervisor on duty was trying to find out where he was.
I'm going northbound, but I don't know where I'm at.
Copy. Just keep contact with us so we know you're okay.
I think I'm north of it, but I don't know.
He did finally seek coverage under the bridge.
I actually drove through the tunnel. I'm good.
It was me and my husband's first wedding anniversary, and we were at the Royals-Cardinals game up in Kansas City. We had just moved up here in Joplin. We called my mother-in-law to see how she was doing and our son was doing. They said there was tornado warning. I told them to just go ahead and hunker down. So we didn't know that there was necessarily a tornado. It's pretty common to be in tornado warning here in Joplin.
Yeah, we get them quite a bit, a few times a year.
This is KZRG. It's been a while since we've seen an actual tornado touchdown in Joplin, and obviously we hope the damage is minimal.
All right, Dad, slow down just a bit. I can't see it. I can't see it at all. As we were witnessing the tornado, we also had another part of our team in a different vehicle, and it was Kevin and his dad.
Let me get just... Okay, you go down the road a little bit. Go down the road a little bit.
We were at the northwest side of town coming in, and we could see the storm, coming in, and it was just black and dark and nasty. And
we top a hill, and then by the time it moves over the road, it was already full-blown tornado, probably at least a quarter mile wide.
It's gonna cross the road. You said, oh gosh, okay, got it. There. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There it is. There it is. This is going right in the heart of Joplin, ain't it? It's gonna go just north. Oh, no, you're right, it is. All right, well, it's east of us now. I just don't know where.
knowing what the path of the tornado was, it was a pretty sure thing that it was gonna go right into the heart of town. You go out and try to film this thing, and it's kind of exciting to film all of the wild nature, and then come to the realization that it's going to really do some major damage and tear people's lives apart.
Yeah.
See how it's getting hazy over there?
As it came closer and closer, you could actually see the curtain of rain coming at us, and then the tornado sirens started going off.
We got a tornado over here.
I had never heard a tornado siren before.
Where are we going?
I don't buy that because every month, at least here, every month, once a month, they test the tornado sirens. Even in the winter, they get tested once a month. So they'll make a big announcement over you can hear them saying, like, this is just a test, this is just a test, like, and they blare those sirens for about a minute or so just to test them out every month. So I feel like they probably do that everywhere where they have sirens, but maybe not. maybe this is the first time he's heard them during an actual tornado. I don't know, but yeah, it'll catch me off guard some days. I'll be like, you know, sitting around and all of a sudden I'll hear the tornadoes and they'll be like, and then if it's like a darker, rainier day, then I'm a little bit like, okay, is there something going on? But usually it's, you know, it's just the testing. But yeah, this is scary, guys. This is not stuff to mess with. Yeah. This is crazy. These guys that chase these storms are insane. I get the thrill, but
We got in the closet below the stairs, and so I just kind of pointed the camera out the door. The light flickers and goes out for a second. I thought maybe that's the worst of it. When it went out that last time, it was dark. And it was a different world at that time.
There's probably 18 or 19.
It shows the real.
Everybody back up.
I think at that point there were probably like 20 other people, and it was dark because there was no electricity.
At least probably 10 or 12.
It kind of just felt surreal. It was almost like you were living a dream.
It's like movie stuff right there.
Growing up in Joplin, you're around tornadoes or you hear of them all the time. But I never really thought that I would have been the guy that dies in a tornado or has friends that die in a tornado.
Hey, where do you want me to put everybody?
Joplin 2615. We have a house that has been struck. The top of the house has come down on the people.
This tornado was very unusual. Number one, very wide damage path, and then very slow moving. As the storm was still going through town, I actually got out in some of the hail and wind, and we just couldn't make it across town because of the debris.
The 911 phone did not stop ringing. You couldn't pick up the phone to try and call anybody or try to do anything without there being somebody there. At one point, it shut the system down. There's a big sense of helplessness with it. People are trapped, people are injured, people are dying, and the best you can do is say, well, we'll get somebody there as soon as we can, more or less.
Oh my God. Shut the door. Don't go out there yet. We have no house left. None. The whole thing's gone. It's gone, Benny. It's gone. Oh, I didn't get it.
Chad Elliott in the KZRG 24-hour storm center. Homes are damaged in Joplin. One guy just called up. He says his home was totaled. So I just had another caller say a couple of houses damaged over by St. John's Hospital.
As a parent who had 2 children in the high school, it terrifies you to think that that could have happened during a school day. I think our death toll would have probably been much higher if it had.
Wow.
Hello, can anybody hear me? Go ahead. Officer down! Officer down, 249 and I-44.
We had a civilian actually grab his radio and yell, "Officer down," because she found the vehicle with the windows all out and the officer nowhere around.
That was a civilian using our radio.
A civilian using our radio. It was 357's vehicle that she was calling from.
24th of all, my house is gone, FYI. Power line's down at about 24th and Ship. I can't cross any further south.
Can anybody hear me? Officer down!
When I heard the officer down call, I immediately checked my radio because it was coming to see the vehicle. It was coming from Officer Waters' vehicle.
When was our last contact with Officer Waters? Last I heard, he wasn't moving.
There was that clinch and that minute of panic, but I checked my radio.
270 status.
I'm in a ditch just north of 249 and 44.
He was safe. He was under the bridge. He was actually taking care of people at that point. But it's still a terrifying feeling to hear that come over the radio at you.
Chad Elliott in the KZRG 24-hour storm center. Lots of reports of damage. Let me stress that the phones are ringing off the hook.
Yo, stop! Power line's down!
Go back to where you came, go north, and we'll have to go east.
As we moved off to try to intercept the tornado, we encountered the power lines that were flashing as the tornado was hitting him earlier.
Let's go right through downtown Joplin!
We were more focused on just trying to get back to a main road where we wouldn't have to encounter any more debris.
No. Okay, this is where we're at. We're getting rain, we're getting hail on the RFD.
We were encountering baseball-sized hailstones. We were actually more going into rescue mode at that point because we knew it was going right through the town of Joplin.
We need to get up in the Joplin and help people out.
Because that tornado formed so quickly, I don't know how much time people had.
So this is really bad.
Oh, that's going right into downtown Joplin.
Going downtown?
Huh? Looks like it's coming now. Huh? Maybe the eye.
There was a calming point there. We thought we were in the eye of the tornado. We went outside and there was just debris everywhere. You basically saw people's lives just all over the yard. Clothes, pictures. I remember there being a torn up Bible. Things you basically saw if you just threw 20 houses together, shook them up, and then dropped them.
Oh, here we go.
Nearly just 30, 40 seconds after that is when everything got real crazy. I just remember it being so dark real quick. I just remember the trees going back and forth. I remember the waves of rain. I remember debris flying by the window, hitting the window. That's what it was. I just was like, man, this is bad. I could tell how bad this was, and we weren't even around the corner yet.
Watching this on your KZRG Storm Tracker radar, and that is a big area concern. Tornado warning still in effect until 6:30, and we expect this to continue now.
We heard that there had been some damage in Joplin, so we went back to Joplin going about 85 on the highway, and there was cars passing us going 100.
One thing that we are seeing is lots and lots of damage so far.
We knew that our son, Connor, was okay. And we knew that our family members were okay, but we did not know if our house had been flattened. And that was just really scary.
And still waiting to get more reports coming in. In Carthage, we're getting reports of debris is falling from the sky.
Well, at the time of the tornado, Joplin had 5 fire stations. 2 of those were destroyed in the storm. So basically what that did was wipe out, half of our emergency response fleet.
I didn't even think about that.
I recall thinking that if our station had been damaged, then there were going to be a lot of houses and homes that were damaged as well.
What you got there? Our whole roof is gone. We will be out of service. We do have excessive damage to Station 4.
Is that the tornado? Is that what that story is?
We started hearing debris hit the back of the building. My buddy was like, should we go into the beer cooler over there? Directly after he kind of, mentioned that, the front of the store just blew out.
Reports the store at 17 and Range Line has been hit.
321, I've got about possibly 30 people trapped inside the restaurant here.
The little kids that were in there, I remember hearing that over the older people, just because it seemed so much more genuinely scared.
We're good.
It kind of settled down for a second, and I think it's over. Right when that happened, then the second part of it hit.
The calm before the storm.
The ceiling dropped 3 feet. As the walls of the building got blown away, I could look out and just see the sky.
I love everyone, man. Yeah, I love all you guys. We're gonna be okay. I love you. Jesus. Heavenly Father. Yes.
When it passed, everyone was kind of just either it had knocked them over, or like I was sitting on top of someone's legs.
Is everyone okay below me? I'm here, I'm okay. All right, I'm trying not to lay on someone.
Somebody's on my back.
Everyone was just in shock because you didn't know whether or not people were hurt at that point.
This is under me.
This is FM 102.9, AM 1310, and we do have Chad, and Chad will be joining us now. We'll check in with him. Good evening, Chad.
Hey, Josh, I am on Rangeline Road.
We were listening to the AM radio station in Joplin. We made a quick decision. A photographer and I hopped in the car and just headed west to Joplin.
Rangeline is flooding. I am plowing through the water right now.
We were just preparing to do normal reporting, and it was just going to be a normal shift.
Oh my, there are people that have got to be injured right now, Josh. There are probably people, fatalities right now. People are trapped in buildings. There are buildings missing, Josh, that used to be here. They're totally gone.
Once we came in and started seeing the destruction, that's when we started to get a sense of this is bigger than what we anticipated.
Battalion 1, this is Chief 1. Go ahead. I have clearing skies off to the west, so we look to be towards the end of this event. We do have a tremendous amount of debris out here in the 2 area. Looks like this is going to be very near the path of the tornado.
We had literally thousands, if not tens of thousands, of 911 calls in the first 24 hours. Most of us are used to tornadoes that move through an area very quickly and then are gone. This one took 30 minutes to get across town. Normally we can get out a lot faster and start responding. We just weren't able to with this one.
Go slower. We saw debris, but we saw houses and buildings intact. I was thinking, okay, the tornado brushed this, the north side of town or something like that.
This is bad.
Oh my gosh.
This is bad.
Oh my gosh. It wasn't until we got deeper into Joplin that we started to notice some pretty heavy damage.
Okay, are you talking to Kevin? What do we want? I don't know where I don't know.
Walking around.
I don't know.
And that's when we somehow met up with Kevin and his dad. We ended up in the same place, and I said, hey, we need to start pulling people out of the rubble.
Look at that. That is destroyed completely.
When we first parked, we couldn't see anyone. Nobody was out walking around. Nobody was to be seen because it literally just happened. People were still trying to crawl out from the rubble.
We're gonna turn around, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, I was definitely not mentally prepared to see what I saw, or I don't think the other guys were either. It was total devastation.
At some point, it was like we just kind of felt like sitting ducks. Said, well, we probably should move, and we probably should go towards where the sun is, and so we actually headed west.
What? Oh, just, I don't know, Missy? Or...
Got about half a block and we saw a tree down, saw another tree down, and I remember one house there being 3 or 4 trees falling every which way, and the house was actually missed. And I remember saying, oh, they got it real bad in this part, and then as we're driving, there's a fence line, and once we crossed that fence line, it was like a bomb went off.
Oh! That tree down that he just mentioned that missed their house kind of reminds me. So back in 2020, right in my hometown here, Cedar Rapids, we had what was called a derecho, which is kind of like a hurricane on land. This is the best way to describe it. It's basically like straight line winds over 100 miles an hour, and it stretches for like 30 miles. I mean, it's like a very wide. It's really honestly even more devastating than like a tornado, because tornadoes are kind of, more centralized to the area it's kind of going through, which is still, could be a mile to very large area, but like the derecho was like 30 miles, took out all the crops, all the corn was just flattened over, gone. The tree out front, I have a big oak tree, had a big oak tree. I literally was out driving. I was out running an errand or something. I came back home. Within 2 minutes of pulling into the driveway, it started downpouring like crazy. I went to go look out the front door just to look, and this huge oak tree had just flopped over. And this is a huge oak tree with a huge root system. Gone. Like, I was in shock, you guys. But luckily it didn't hit the house. I lost my privacy fence in the back, obviously, but that's whatever. But I was just glad the tree didn't fall and smash into the house. So it was completely devastating. It looked like a war zone in our town. I didn't have power for like 3 days. One of my friends in town, it was like a week and a half. So they actually moved in with me for a little bit after I had to go stay in a hotel about an hour away for 3 nights because I didn't have power or nothing. So it was just a crazy time. None of the lights were working in town. Debris all over. Trees all down everywhere. Tons of trees. Crap ton of trees. And it was just crazy, you guys. Luckily, my house was okay, but a lot of people lost houses. There was a few fatalities. Not too many fatalities, thank God. The worst thing about a derecho is there's no warning. Like, you don't see a derecho coming. So I never even heard the word derecho before, but yeah, Google it. It's usually with tornadoes, you know there's bad weather, there's tornadic activity, or however you say it. There's a chance of it, but with a derecho, you don't see it coming. So there's no warning. Like a hurricane, you see the hurricane coming in, you see it building up, you can kind of prepare for it. This is like a hurricane on land, but like you have no time to prepare. So it was insane. Anyways, I just wanted to share that story with you guys because that tree part made me think about it. But anyways, let's keep going. This is very scary, very crazy. About 15 more minutes to go. I don't know. Hopefully this has somewhat of a happy-ish ending. Hopefully, I don't know how many fatalities were in this. I'm sure we'll find out, and I don't even know.
As we're driving, there's a fence line, and once we crossed that fence line, it was like a bomb went off.
Oh! Oh! Ooh. Got this?
The more you went west, the more it got more serious.
Can you get through that way? 20th?
I remember it just being calm. Like, it was all this destruction, all this chaos, but it was like eerily quiet. You could hear the alarm, like alarms going off, honking. That was the majority of the noise at that time. And then the rain, it was still raining. It almost looked like you hit pause. This looked like the end of the world.
See where my room used to be. See on the end, right there with the bullet. Watch out for those. See where that room's gone? Right above. Right here. Above. across the window? No, over. Right above? Fine. Well, no, that room that's above, that was my dad's room. And then the room that's completely gone, that was mine. Okay? Yeah.
After the boys, as I call them, fanned out to try to see who they could help in the area, I'd stayed behind with the vehicles.
I cannot believe this. Pulled a lady out with a broken back. A gentleman approached me and said, there's a lady that's underneath her own wall. She can't get out, and she's really hurt. As we were talking with her, holding the wall up, she said that her back was hurting her and she couldn't sit up. So we decided to get a door that we found in the rubble and put her on the door and take her to a waiting pickup truck that was going to take people to the hospital.
Yeah, I remember the man with his baby son, and the baby was bleeding really bad.
They had been in a pickup that got hit, but he asked whether we could get him to the hospital. We said sure. And so we headed out to the hospital.
Broadcasting live from the darkened KZRG 24-hour storm center. Power is out. We are running on backup generators at this hour.
And it was like driving through a war zone, needless to say. As soon as we topped this little crest, you could see the hospital, and our hearts just sank like, oh my gosh, now what do we do?
I understand clear. I got calls from the station that the hospitals were hit earlier. I'm trying to get to that side of town. They're just people, Josh, stunned. They're standing, sobbing on the...
What do you do?
I think we lost Chad Elliott.
Be advised, St. John's Hospital and everything in this area has sustained very heavy damage. I repeat, very heavy damage. Okay, I copy that, yeah.
We topped the hill, and it was like a scene from a movie. And then the hospital, on top of everything else, the hospital, the place that's supposed to heal people, had been hit. And so we're just like, what do we do now? We pull up by the hospital, and they already had triage units essentially on the grass.
St. John's took a direct hit from the tornado that day. We ended up sending a couple, 3 crews to that area to help the St. John's staff evacuate the building.
Walked up to the main hospital, found some fellow security guys that I was supposed to work with that night. You know, we was like, we need to get patients out of here. And we started from the 9th floor and worked ourselves all the way down to 1. If they couldn't walk,
I can't even imagine being a patient
we was practically picking them up and carrying them down the stairwell. No staff was lost. He was all accounted for, and patients. There was no patients lost in the hospital. That was in-house. They was all accounted for as well.
We have also heard reports that some of the debris from the hospital has reached areas like Willard. A woman was reportedly seen in x-rays in her front yard, and that just gives you a visual to how far this damage is reaching. But if you think this is bad, check out this over here. This is a neighborhood that is completely flattened by this tornado. There are dozens of people walking up and down the street trying to figure out if their loved ones are...
It was horrific. There was people yelling, trying to find their loved ones. The smell of natural gas was something that I've never smelled before, and that even in all the tornado zones that I've been in. There's a whole neighborhood that surrounds the hospital, and you couldn't pick out one home.
We have sustained a major direct hit here in Joplin.
Now, Chad, you've described some damage, and we're trying to understand the situation. And as we can understand it now, Joplin will never be the same after this tornadic event.
I was on the air when the tornado hit, and just a few blocks from our station, utter devastation. People were crying, really didn't know what to do. People were being hauled away in the back of pickup trucks with emergency personnel holding just pieces of these people together.
And when I was at 24th and Main, I could look all the way to the west and all the way to the east, and I saw no structure standing. And there was no end to the damage path that you could see.
Dylan. Yes. Like, I don't recognize where I'm at right now. You need a ride?
We're gonna see if our car is still there.
Yeah.
But
This is the Walmart here?
yeah.
Do you need a ride somewhere?
No. I'm just gonna see if my car should be right over here.
All right, man.
probably
Are the
not.
people still in there?
Yeah, there's some guy, he usually is a door greeter, and he's stuck under some brick.
One of the greeters was trapped in the entrance. When we actually got around to that side of the parking lot, I mean, there was no way you could go there and just start picking up huge pieces of concrete.
I don't think I believe what I'm seeing right now.
You want to ride somewhere?
And I remember seeing just a guy walking like a zombie, and he had blood on his arm, and he was just not present.
Dude, I don't know if I want to go over here. I don't know. I don't want to be. Somebody's gonna need help. Do you need help?
Here, get in. Get in.
Do you need to get
I
in?
can't leave. Greg's gonna come get me.
Okay, Greg's gonna come get
Do you want to sit in the car?
In the middle of the devastation is really where you saw the best of humanity come out.
People are getting help. There's people are helping. They're all throughout the parking lot. Is this for real?
Y'all need a ride?
Oh my goodness.
When we got back in Joplin, we had to park about 11 blocks from our house. We were hearing people screaming for help, and we were basically helpless because we couldn't pull anybody out of anything. And there was this lady that came up to me, and she asked if I had seen a baby or heard a baby screaming, and she said she had lost her 13-month-old baby in the tornado, and they were looking for the baby to see if it was alive or hearing cries or anything, and we were absolutely helpless at that point. We didn't know what to say to her. I mean, we didn't hear anything, so the baby did not make it, and the baby got sucked out of her arms, like she said, and they found it, I think about a couple of miles east of our house.
Pedestrian says that there's a house on top of a gentleman at the 1800 block of WOAH. Copy.
Oh my goodness.
And we just had to walk with our sandals on all the way down to our house. There was nothing left of our house, and it was getting dark, so we couldn't even start to salvage anything. We were trying to see if anybody else needed help in search and rescue that night.
Hey, we have pictures.
I do not think we would be alive if we would have been in the house that evening. So I was just going through the motions at that point. I didn't know how to deal with this. I just wanted to salvage anything that I could find. Not being able to salvage anything was hard then, but those things just aren't important. That's just stuff. You can go buy anything at the store, but you can't buy a family member.
This is where we climbed out. It was still raining. People used beer boxes down here as steps. My buddy Corey went over, and where the wall had fallen over, there was kind of a break between the roof and the wall.
Note to self, use a beer cooler if you're out and about. Apparently they can hold up pretty decent.
Fallen over, there was kind of a break between the roof and the wall, and we kind of just shimmied up that wall. It's not hard to get out. Behind the gas station, it was pretty much just an open field. Our car was picked up and set down kind of where the building had been. There was a cow laying there that had been like hit by debris. All right, here's the gas station that we were at. We parked right over there. Our car got blown away, but the front door was just right there. No one was hurt in the cooler other than just minor bruises and cuts. That right there is where we climbed out.
Insane. Wow.
All the shelving was falling down. That's about where we were laying. I do feel really lucky that for whatever reason, I didn't lose my house. I didn't lose a loved one. There's a whole lot of emotions that go into it because there's so many other people in the community that were affected so much more negatively than I feel like I was.
The Joplin tornado was anywhere from a half mile to 3/4 mile wide at its widest point and was on the ground for about 13 miles. Approximately 7,500 homes were damaged. We ended up with 161 people that were deceased from the tornado.
They were still doing a rescue operation, and they were trying to retrieve bodies. And we heard the search and rescue dogs barking over and over, and I heard the dogs barking in my head for weeks when I would try to sleep.
My brother, there was absolutely nothing left of his house. He thankfully and his family lived in the basement, so it's just kind of crazy.
I finally made it up to where my home was at. It was severely damaged, but thank God my wife and daughter were still alive. But just up the street from where we lived, a lot of people had died that day.
My home was destroyed. It was in the tornado path. I found out about it, I think it was on the second day, I think it was Tuesday morning. One of my firefighters who had lived down the street from me came in and said, "Hey Chief, I'm really sorry about your home." And I just looked at him and said, "I don't understand what you're talking about. What do you mean?" I figured it was still there and everything was good. And he said, "Chief, your home's destroyed."
There's something to be said for how much progress Joplin has made since that night. The debris is mostly cleared and people are truly moving on.
We have a united focus on rebuilding the city and, coming back better than we were before.
We've learned a lot through the situation about love and kindness and just everybody coming together as a community. It's like a family.
What I'm doing now is I'm finding housing for people who lost their homes and their lives in this tornado. It kind of goes full circle where I'm still on an everyday basis in some way or another dealing with what happened.
The number of volunteers that came to the city to help is just absolutely beyond description. They're helping us move forward to our new lives and our new normal. They can't give us back our lives that we had on May 21st because what we had before and what we knew before, it's gone. It doesn't exist, and it will never exist again, other than the memories of the citizens and the people that have lived here in their lives.
Wow. Oh my God, what a tragedy, you guys. That was insane. Really scary stuff. Like I said, I enjoy a good, thunderstorm, but just keep it a thunderstorm, like no damage, just, rain, that kind of stuff. Not even any hail. We don't need none of that. But yeah, that's you living in the Midwest, you guys. This is in the back of your minds all the time. Just probably like living along the coast in certain places. Hurricanes are always on your mind. Like, and if you live out west, I'm sure fires are always on your mind. It's just everywhere. There's always devastation, and this is why I'm a firm believer in FEMA and why we need to keep funding it. And like people need help after disasters. Like quick help, and like. I'm not going to get into all that kind of stuff, but this is why, these kind of stories, it always takes a story like this, I feel like, to see people coming together. I wish I could see people coming together a little bit more, maybe not quite after a disaster, but that seems to be what it always takes, is some kind of tragedy for everybody to pull together and, show that we're not, all that different other than just some ways we think. We're all human. So, I don't know. This was intense, very scary, but eye-opening. And I think it's a story that needs to be told to people. And I'm glad some good stuff came out of this, but I never want a tragedy like this to ever happen. And the story about the baby being sucked away and all that, that's just horror. That's horrific, you guys. That baby would be, like 14 today now? So some 14-year-old girl, or I guess I thought they said it was a girl, but I don't know, maybe not. Some 14-year-old teenager should be living today, but isn't. And that's sad. It's super sad. And rest in peace to all the ones that were lost that day. And for the ones that survived, I'm glad you're still here. And if any of you were in this or near it, and I know it affects you more on a personal level, like, I'm so glad you're okay, and you'll keep pulling through. I know you will, and, and I'm always here for you if you need somebody to talk to and vent to or anything like that. So, anyways, I love you guys. Stay safe out there. This world is crazy all around. Weather, this, that, everything. So just please stay safe, and always reach out if you need anything. That's what I'm here for. So anyways, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're still with me here. If you are, thanks for spending almost an hour with me, and I'll just see you in the next one. Give me another documentary or something I should react to like this. I love these kind of things, only for the fact that it's different than music, and it's eye-opening, and it's a learning experience. So I like these kind of videos as well. So if you got anything else like this that I should check out, let me know, guys. All right? I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.